You are tuning in late to the apocalypse. Welcome to Brains, a D&D podcast. On with the show.
Warm up your butts, ladies and gentlemen, because we're back in Immortui. Last time, which was 2 weeks ago, you guys battled Brian and the Bee-Men at the very spooky theme park, while Steve was chased around on a bus with Kevin by the giant ball monster. You guys managed to battle it out with the Bee-Men, defeating them one by one, while also being sniped from a distance. Charles was almost taken down by that sniper, but he very angrily ended up being the one to take him down.
Then what happened? What happened next? Go on.
Oh yeah. Then Steve proclaimed that it was him who in fact took down that sniper and took rightful credit over that kill and gained some praise from Caroline.
Because it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah, it was
my
Steve.
mistake, guys. I've done this recap wrong. Steve managed to fly an arrow expertly into the air, landing nearly 200 meters away and killing this guy.
I seem to remember
An
it was
arrow
more
that ended up turning into a bullet in midair. It was incredible.
I know. I don't know how Steve did it. He's
It was
simply incredible.
sick.
Caroline was very impressed.
Oh, she was very impressed.
And in the middle
Charles,
of the
what's wrong?
fight,
You seem a little
Brian-
agitated.
Charles, everything alright there? You're
You
taking me medication.
idiots!
Brian
I don't
went
know
back
why
into
you're
the
so
mist,
agitated. You were the one who killed Brian.
and Ewan followed him into the mist, mistakenly, going after the bad guy who's obviously got increased stats on his own, and was unfortunately taken down before help could arrive. But help did
However,
arrive.
we all know I shall never die.
You guys battled it out with Brian and managed to take him down very, very low. Brian then ran back into the mist, and Charles went after him and was the one to find him. Brian also, amidst your fight, revealed a certain prophecy for each of you that he claimed he had seen using these sacred totems.
And which we've already forgotten.
He said Charles
would
would be
never
met
forget.
with death with open arms. He said Steve is going to face sickness in his future. He said Hamish will be the last. And he said Ewan will be betrayed. Then, in his last minutes of life, he begged for mercy while Charles stared him down with a gun and told Charles he knew where Toby was and gave him a proposition to let him go. But instead, Charles decided to pull the trigger and finally finish Brian off the Bee-Men. Charles then walked back, you guys reunited, got yourself patched up like a little bit in those seconds, but by the time you returned to Brian's body, which is where we are now, it's gone.
Well, that was a quick decomposition.
Spooky. Also, Charles, I was meaning to ask, because you no longer... Well, because during that fight you have decided it was for the greater good you to not learn the location of your butler, Toblerone, do you forgive me for that whole boat incident? We've been through a lot together, you and me.
I suppose I have to admit that you've done all right, all things considered, yet I'm not entirely satisfied until we find Toby. Once we find him,
Charles a soothing back
I mean-
massage.
you'll do fine by me.
looking at it objectively, it was a him problem, to be fair.
Ah, yes, of course, because Steve was
You
there.
don't even know what happened! You weren't there!
I heard him passing.
It's become a bit of
Tell me when we
folklore
were
on the
drunk.
island.
I was struck by lightning, for Christ's sake! You know nothing of what happened!
You sunk the bloody ship, mate. Let's not get into this.
Alright, yes, let's just move on. Move on.
Caroline, however confused she is at what on earth all of you are talking about at the moment, walks over to your side, Charles, and she squeezes your hand and she says, "That was a very brave thing of you to do, to finish him off instead of take his deal.
Oh no! Thank you, Caroline.
Yeah, but did you see that one shot I got against that one
Shut
guy?
up!
Steve, make a charisma check.
And Hamish imposed disadvantage on it. Reverse help.
No.
18.
Can I just say that Hamish is currently crawling behind Steve in tabletop position?
Caroline turns to you and says, "You know what, Steve? Yes, it was a very impressive shot. Despite our differences, I admire your newfound skill in fighting."
Hey, Mr. Safety Steve, and how exactly did you kill this guy?
Give us a rundown.
Hamish is still right behind him.
How did it all play out?
Do tell us the story of how that happened. I wasn't paying attention.
Yes, please. And if you could, not point it at the other. But if we have time, we can always go back to the tower and find the body, because I'm sure we'd want to see how clean of a shot it would be, wouldn't it? That's exactly what we'd want, isn't it, Steve?
I mean, a marksman never reveals his tricks, so.
That's a magician, mate.
Give me another charisma check.
Is that just on the whole party?
I would like. Can I do an opposed
on
one
Caroline.
for saying?
11.
She eyes you suspiciously, but she does know that you were the one who killed the guy, Steve.
Yeah.
And Steve, how did your clipboard turn into a bullet? Oh, that's a tricky one.
I think it's simple. I think you just lit it up.
Quite right, Charles. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's the safest method.
I can't keep going on about this, otherwise I'll end up shooting someone. Let's just move on.
Hamish is back on your back, giving you a massage.
You guys
Thanks,
hear the distant roar of
Moved
this
up to the head now.
of the monster ball that you faced earlier. It seems to have lost interest, and you hear and its footsteps.
Wait, is it not coming towards us?
Nope, it's
Hamish had his haggis whistle ready, but okay.
Should we not kill it now? I feel like it's going to come back later.
it's run off into the mist.
Come back! Oh, maybe not.
Give me
Good fucking
everyone give me a
riddance.
perception check.
Perception check. First roll of the day.
15.
17.
15.
All of you got above a 15.
I got 15.
You guys
We notice
hear,
a much bigger ball coming from the opposite direction.
you don't hear a much bigger ball, but you do hear a sort
Much
of
bigger
collection
Brian.
of moos and like light trotting coming from the back of the theme park.
Huh.
Right. And, I wonder. Kevin! Are you here?
Mike's dead wife arrives next to you. Hello. I am having some damages.
I can certainly see that. Well, might I just say before you, perish, that won't happen, don't worry.
Don't worry, I won't perish.
Good job. You have seriously helped us today, and you have proved your worth. Here, have some weed.
Let's blaze
Exactly.
Hamish is going to use his mending cantrip as Kevin blazes it. So Kevin thinks that it's the weed, but he is now
Oh, yes, this is the shit. You see, Kevin, he doesn't have a mouth that moves. He just has like a panel that lights up when he speaks. But you see it like softly glow, and you take that as like a relaxed smile as he lays back, thinking that the weed is what's relaxing him when you're actually just repairing him. And it'll take you like 10 minutes, but he will be fully repaired.
Good job, Steve.
All right,
Yes.
I guess we should wait 10 real life minutes then.
Yep.
Let me have a look
Right.
at. Apparently, mending's duration is instantaneous. No, it's casting time 1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah.
So we only have to wait around for a minute. Can we scan for any sort of useful objects and stuff?
You've got the bodies of the bee-men lying around, and they've got like basic short swords, and they've got some short bows.
But none of them were.
I've got this like intricate sword that I took from Brian's body, haven't I?
Can I roll to see if I'm high?
Yeah. Give me a Constitution save. You can willingly fail that though if you just want to get high.
I'm high. I'm high.
Charles blazes it.
Wow. Hey,
Charoline?
Ewan.
Yeah, what? Huh?
You got some of that drink, yeah?
You mean holy water? It's holy water. Have you been sneaking sips of my holy water, mate?
No.
Honestly, I'd quite like to see where this goes, because I already know your tech support guy's a stoner. So let's see how. I give him I take the cap off, pour a little in the cap, and hand it to him like a shot.
Cool. So, Charles, give me a religion check with advantage.
Religion.
And you and Jackson turn your camera on.
It's intelligence, mate.
I got a natural 20.
Natural 20. Your high has given you a more clear connection to your tech support than ever before.
Hello there.
You feel the familiar cold, and he goes. You feel his excitement all over you as he realizes you're also high. Charles,
welcome
with Botham. Are you kidding me right now?
I most certainly am not, dear friend. Now, see, I did not realize this was holy water. I really thought this was some drugged up drink. Now,
do you think I'm not real, Charlie? Because, you know, what we're smoking right now, it may lead us to believe that a lot of things in the universe aren't real.
No, that's not quite what I had in mind. It's more the fact that
time may simply be a manifestation of our limitation of life. It may just be a humane concept that we use to define what is our existence.
Right. I see. That's
so what did you call me for, Charlie? You need any help?
You know what? I'm not really sure. I just thought I'd want to say hello.
I think right now we're vibing harder than we've ever vibed before.
I've got to agree with you there, mister. Now, there is something that has been piquing my curiosity. Now, it claims that someone in my group of acquaintances is supposedly going to be betrayed at some point. Now, of course, I understand the psychic laws of the
prophecy from the totems.
What?
Well, I can't see. I don't personally know the exact events of someone else's destiny. I can see some of your destiny, but I am not allowed to meddle in the destiny, you know?
Right. Now, I've also, if I remember correctly, because of my superior intellect and the size of my big brain.
Oh, yeah, Charlie, you're such a smart dude. Charlie, you are big brain.
You. Now, I would like to remind you that my name is Charles, not Charlie.
Oh, right, not Charles. Charlie, I got it, Charlie.
You know what? I don't like that. If you could, I would really like it if you could be Charles.
But I will do, Charlie. Don't you worry about it. We are on the same vibe, man.
I would... anyways, I have heard that you people be of significant importance in the world. Of course you are. I mean, look at you. You're up on a mountain smoking a joint. What's not important about that? Now,
well, not to diminish your own importance, Charles, because I may be smoking a joint on a sacred mountaintop that's possibly sort of magically hidden from the real world, but you're smoking a joint down in a theme park in a misty covered terrain. So who's to say what's more important? In
You're
reality,
absolutely right. You
we are
know what?
all
You are
just
right.
boys smoking a joint.
That sounds pretty good if you ask me. Hey, if I ever meet you in person, I've got to get the others to see you. Be like, hey, what's going on?
We will meet at some point. Don't know where, don't know
Right.
when, but ooh, I went
Now-
southern there.
Now what?
That's what my
what
eye does to
exactly-
me, Charlie. Makes me switch
I-
accents.
That's very peculiar, but hey ho, I'm not the judge. However, see, what would you claim your title as? Because I know someone who's got a tech support by the name of Fred, who claims to be the prisoner of Armageddon.
Oh, that's a no-no. You should not call him Fred.
Well, I don't personally, but I thought it was
He
pretty
does
funny.
not like that.
I bet.
Especially the name Fred. Any other name would have been fine, but Fred makes him especially angry. I would not use that name.
I see. Well,
He has some
I doubt
serious
they'll listen to me.
issues. Well, I
Now,
told you
what would you
before,
claim
I'm the
your title
last.
is?
I am the last monk of Immertui.
I see. Huh. Oh, what do you attack with? Do you attack with like a giant roll of joint? Or like a baguette?
I don't attack. I'm a pacifist, Charlie. I simply vibe check the universe and make sure the vibe checks are in order and that life is in the right check. Everything needs to be vibing.
Right, okay.
Clicking across the
Well,
universe.
I just wanted to have a conversation, really. It's been a while, and I thought I'd catch
I
up.
love talking to you, Charlie.
Oh, that's great.
I think we're gonna be best friends.
I find that
can't
very hard
wait
to
to
believe.
meet you
but
in person.
Sure thing, Mr.
My name's Charlie too, man. Don't you remember?
No, I remember. I just don't like saying that name.
Like Fred. Seriously though, don't call him Fred.
I won't. I make sure. Anyways, toodaloo.
Goodbye, Charlie. Sip some of that holy water
we-
and
wait,
smoke a
can
joint
we-
whenever you want to talk to me.
Can we like bro fist through the universe?
Charlie, we have never vibed more. Make a religion
Come
check.
on, man. Come on.
Make a religion check, Charles. Okay, what I'm about to describe is
Natural
now
20.
you guys have had all of you except Safety Steve have had your connections with your tech support, but
Oh, I refuse to give Safety Steve any holy water.
I don't want any.
Charles,
I now will be making sure Safety Steve gets some
Charles,
holy water.
with the
Like,
wheels, you've listened to the very short but very deep teachings of this Charlie, this last monk of Immortui, and you feel in touch with him. You feel the cold breeze on the mountaintop where he is. You feel within you the balance of life and death that he is feeling. And
Whoa!
you reach out the Brofist, and all of you don't see this. The rest of you see some frost appearing on the grass in front of Charles. And Charles, you see this spectral fist with curly ginger hairs all over the arm and like a bracelet with like wooden balls and like trinkets and stuff. And you connect and you feel the frosty touch on your fist. And you feel this balance, this connection to him and what he is. Epic brofist, bro.
Oh yeah, man. That was wow. Right, I gotta go. It's running out.
You're adapted my accent, Charlie.
I know. I don't know what to do. I'm so connected.
All right, Charlie. Well,
Bye.
I'll make sure to give you a hug when we meet in person, so you know it's me.
Yeah.
I don't have any other defining characteristics by which you'll immediately recognize me.
Right. Okay. Bye.
See you later, Charlie. I love you so much, man. And the cold around you dissipates.
May I just remind you that Brian said that Charles would die in loving arms,
Did he?
or something like
No.
that.
Brian said that Charles will be met with death with open arms.
Just saying.
Oh my
That's simple,
god.
then. That just means
What if
Charlie is
Charlie-
death.
what if
He's the
Charlie
angel of
does-
death.
What happens if Charlie does the bloody
Doesn't
handshake?
it doesn't
handshake.
technically
My
mean that
handshake.
it doesn't technically mean that he is going to kill you. It could just mean that he is death.
If that
As
guy's
in, like,
deaf,
The Grim Reaper doesn't
then
mean he's
I'm
actually
really
going to kill you.
scared.
I would love for him to be the Grim Reaper. Right, well, let's get to it. What are we doing?
Well,
The Grim Smoker.
while
I'm checking out this
Charles is-
sword.
Caroline pops up. While Charles is getting high, perhaps we should investigate the sound of animals we're hearing. And, perhaps it could be the animals we were sent to check up on. The ones from the farms. Did nobody...
We were-
Yeah, but that
we were
turned
sent
out
to
to
this
be a
not occur
trap.
to anyone?
Yeah, but the farm turned out to be a very obvious trap that we walked right into.
Yes, but Brian
Honestly,
is
I
dead now,
forgot
is he not?
completely.
Wait, Caroline, shut up. Guys, what if we checked on these animals?
Just don't tell me to shut up, Steve.
That sounds like a great idea, Steve.
Right,
Right
let's
then,
get to
we
it.
check on the animals because Steve told us so.
Now you know how it feels, Caroline. Now you know how it feels.
What feels? What are you referencing?
When someone steals your actions.
I don't
Charles,
remember
it
that
just
happening
sounds
with
to
me.
me like you're acting a bit jealous.
Jealousy is not a good colour on you, Charles.
I agree,
Let's
Charles. It's
just-
not a good color on you.
I thought you were better than this, Charles.
Let's go. Go. Can I reload my weapons?
Yes.
Thank you.
You guys
Can
can,
we
all
have a
take
short
a,
rest?
you guys can all take a short rest.
And
Thank you.
Hamish, have a quick pray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short rest. How much can I heal
can
by like
roll,
1d8?
You can roll any number of hit dice you like.
I'm just
How's
assuming
it
I've used up all my hit dice and I'm back to full HP because I can't remember where I was last time.
Wait, what do you mean you can roll as many hit dice as you
You
want?
have a number of hit dice per your total level. So you've got 4 hit
Oh.
dice, and you roll
got
as
4
many of those as
D10s.
you need to regain health.
Okay. 4d10.
Hamish, are
I'm
you
using-
using holy water?
What the hell is that?
Yes.
I'm gonna say you
So-
guys have
Oh, I'm just
4
being an
drinks
idiot.
of holy water left.
Oh, what? No, I've been taking it as shots, and it was a full bottle.
In which case, but the way holy water works
It gives you advantage.
is
on
that
your
you can
wisdom check.
dilute it and it's still holy as long as it's over 50% holy water. We can technically create unlimited holy water using this method, lads. So,
Make a religion check with advantage.
in order to create as much holy water as we need.
No, just to pray.
Alright.
Right, I would like to say that everyone is taking my holy water.
Yes. I see no issue.
Yeah, that you
That
stole.
is a 6 and a 1.
That I took
Um,
very
Hamish,
much from an
you-
already overrun with zombies church.
That's a 5.
Hamish, you try to reach out to like anything either Fenir or Fred that you've spoken to before, and you feel too tense in the moment, and you don't feel any connection.
Well, that's depressing. Hamish goes and looks for armor from the among the beemen and things.
They're all just wearing. None of them have like any particular armor bits.
Oh, for Phineas' sake, some of these lads aren't even wearing clothes.
Yeah, one guy was just like in his underwear.
Where did Brian hire these people?
Right, how much holy water were we saying is left in this bowl?
You've got enough for 4 more sips.
Can Hamish dilute it now and turn it into just increase the amount?
Make a what kind of check?
Medicine?
Would that be? Yeah, medicine check.
That is a 12.
I'd say 12. You dilute it enough to get 1 more use, but not enough to double it. So you've got 5 uses of the holy water now.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of that water's holy, so we can dilute it again. Or we can just keep going forever.
I'll say there's a limit to that.
I thought we were going for gritty realism.
Okay, Charoline just says, "Steve's out. Let's go look for the animals." And she takes Steve with her, just like pushes him, kind of roughly, be like, "Come on, you want to take initiative? Let's go find those animals."
Okay.
I will follow behind with Hamish, and I will basically have just sort of like grabbed Charles because he's still mildly high, I'm guessing.
Between us, we're carrying Charles.
No, what?
I'm just kind of like I've just got him in my arms. I'm kind of like swaddling him like a baby.
Cool.
Hamish is walking in front of you, just holding him up in the middle.
I'm not so sure how I feel about this.
Okay, you guys don't actually encounter any trouble. You find in this open area of the theme park, you find this like herd of cows and sheep that were from the farm. And Charoline suggests.
What do we need to do with them again?
I think this is a trap. I don't
the farm
trust
is
this.
overrun, so I suggest we simply take these back to Sunnover and we care for them there until the farm can be reclaimed.
I can help you with that. Hamish gets out his haggis whistle, and I'm going to use Channel Divinity Charm Animals and Plants. Can
Amazing.
every single one of them make a wisdom saving throw? If they fail, they're friendly to me, so we can get them in the bus.
Cool. What's the save?
Unfortunately, only 13.
13. Okay, well they've cows have like a minus something to wisdom, I'm sure. It's actually in the back of the player's handbook, the animals. Let's see. Bull, mule. I'm just gonna use like mule stats. Okay, there's about 10 of these, so I'm just gonna roll for 3, 12. Yep, none of them pass. So,
Fantastic. All right then. These guys are our mates now. So yeah, Hamish gets on the biggest cow's back and leads them all back to the bus.
Lovely. You managed to just about pack all these cows in onto.
They're all on the top floor.
So Mike's dead wife is stuffed with cows now. And
That's been new.
all of you sleep
Right,
and newly repaired Kevin begins to drive you guys back to Sunnover. There's like a little bit of downtime before you arrive back there if there's anything else you guys want to do.
Which of the cows looks the most intelligent?
There's this one that seems to have like a slightly curved horn, and they've got like hair that seems to be styled down one eye, and it looks really edgy.
I don't want to talk to that one. Any others that are distinct and don't just look like regular
one
cows?
has different coloured fur around his eyes in the shape of glasses.
Are there any Highland
That one's
coos?
intelligent.
They're mostly just cows.
Right, the one that looks like it has
Mostly.
glasses, I'm walking up to it, I pat it on the head and say, your name is now Biscuit.
I knock it over and say, haha, 4 eyes.
I punch Safety Steve in the face.
I'm assuming that Steve has glasses, though. Does Steve not have glasses?
Biscuit
Can I
looks up
approach
at you,
Caroline?
and Biscuit looks down at Bobby No Brains, and Bobby No Brains goes, Brains. Brains.
No. Biscuit.
Brains.
Biscuit.
Brains.
Bobby, this is Biscuit. Biscuit. Bobby.
Bis brains. Bis
Close
brains.
enough.
Bis brains.
Brisbane.
Brisbane.
That's originally where we were supposed to go, but then the ship crashed.
Biscuit starts licking Bobby No Brain's face.
No, they're getting along.
What did you say, Charles? Before?
Can I go talk to Caroline?
Are you still high?
I think I
Make
should
a
let the dice
constitution
decide.
check, not a save, just a check.
Oh no. I got a natural 3.
Okay, your high hasn't quite come down.
Right, well,
Psst,
hello. Yes.
Charles, sit next to me.
Yes. Yes. Okay,
Pass me some of that.
hello. Right,
Pass me the joint.
Sure will. Here you go. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, Kevin was right. That is the shit.
It is, isn't it? Oh, right. Well,
Caroline.
how do you think about the
You see nothing, Steve. Shut up.
What person whose name I've already forgotten would say about this?
Look, it
Edward.
doesn't matter.
There we go.
Tell Edward, I will literally grab my short sword, stab it so far up your rectum, it'll come out of both of your nose holes.
Can I shoot
Maybe
him as
I
well?
want that.
Steve, just why don't you try some of
Because I
this,
didn't
Steve?
say it. I didn't think twice about that one.
That sounds incredibly unsafe.
Steve,
Yeah.
why don't you try some of this, huh?
What, the spear up the rectum?
Go
Or...
on, Steve.
No,
I would like to
Steve,
peer pressure Stephen to doing it.
Do it. Do it.
Can I roll for peer pressure?
It's not
To
Can
make
I
unsafe,
roll for peer
Steve.
pressure?
It's actually a very safe drug.
Do
He
it,
must
person.
pass him some leaves and he's like, don't worry. Take these instead.
But I refuse.
It'd be a shame to disappoint after your very impressive kill earlier.
I guess I'll celebrate, that.
Either way,
I
the leaves
feel
were also
good
marijuana.
a lot,
Make a
so-
Constitution save.
Oh dear God.
Oh, I forget your stats are terrible.
That one.
Do I just die?
Steve, you fully have like an
Immediately
existential
passes
No,
out.
crisis.
I
You
tried to smoke it, but then I just suck it in and choke on.
you it gets lodged in your throat, but you manage to smoke it, all of it, while it's stuck there. You've like just got enough space to breathe,
Nice.
and you're questioning your place in the universe and just having the biggest existential crisis ever.
What's the point in being safe when we're all gonna
What?
die anyway?
Holy shit, Steve is totally blazed.
Oh my god. He's going 420.
Mike's dead wife. Is that you?
Right, well, Caroline, what did you think of the mission? Was it great? Was it fun? Was it what you asked for?
I think it was. It's exhilarating, and
Right.
I think I'm going to
Well-
prove Edward wrong. And I'm going to be more active on these missions. I'm no longer going to stay at home, stuck in the office or handling some boring village business.
Right. Well,
How
Yes,
are you? Are you
if-
all right after, well, your encounter with your enemy?
why do you think I smoked a joint? Needed to get it
You
off
and the
my head.
evaporated.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, Charles. Well,
Thank you.
at least
Well,
all right.
yes. Well, I think I might, once we get back, when it comes to night, I'm definitely going to go to the bar and have a drink. But,
Perhaps you could join me for a drink at my balcony at my house, and we could do some late night pigeon shooting.
I was just about to recommend that. We still need to do that pigeon shooting. You're still on.
Good.
But-
It's a date then. I mean, it's not a date because time isn't really relevant anymore since the pandemic and whatnot. I mean, it's a. Shut up, Charles.
It'll be fun.
And
I'm
you two,
stress smoking.
you two stress blaze weed on the way
We
back
just
to
both sit
Sunnover
there.
and
We'll both
contemplate
sit
your
there
place
staring
in the
at each other.
universe with Steve.
So can I also go back to your
Steve, yes, you can stay at our guest room tonight.
Right, Steve.
Steve,
Do you know how to shoot a weapon? Like a
Yeah.
gun?
well, clearly,
I
Charles,
mean,
did you see
yeah,
that
I mean,
amazing
I
shot
got
he did?
rid of that one guy.
For God's sake! Trying to keep...
Should never have
Yeah.
asked.
Well, if
Steve,
you're so good at that shot, I'd like to see you recreate it.
You're still on that.
How about we let him show that tomorrow, Charles?
I give guidance to Steve for his next attack roll.
I'd have to agree.
Charles. A shot like that is basically random chance. Like it's a 1 in 20 chance of pulling it off. You know.
Right, but
Yeah,
we've got
that-
the ammunition.
So you want me to shoot 20 times?
Yes.
Right, what's going on? I kind of haven't been paying attention for the past half an hour.
You shall be our
you-
target.
While your internet died, Charles and Caroline have been talking and getting high.
Fair play, fair play.
Stress
fair play.
blazing.
You know.
Oh my god!
Let's move
Nice.
forward. Mike's dead.
Wait! What's happened to my voice?
I don't
I'm
know,
fine.
Charles. What's going on? Both of you start crying hysterically as Mike's dead wife pulls in to Sunnover town. It's now sort of late afternoon, and
Is it 4 p.m.?
yes, I'll say it's 4 p.m.
Right. Well, does anyone want some tea?
Charles
I would love some tea.
teapot of tea
I
time.
would
begins to
love
heat up.
some tea.
Right. Well, does anyone have any cups?
No.
Right, I'll just pour the boiling
we-
water into
we
your
can-
mouth. Then
we can
open
go
up.
with
Hamish
it.
just
We'll
holds
go
his
sit to the
haggis
bar
whistle
and
in his
we'll
mouth
have a
like a
drink
straw,
at
like,
the
put it
table.
in.
Right, fine. Sounds good.
Dispense it. Oh,
As you guys
Fine.
pull in,
Here you go, Mr. McManaman. I pour the
That's quite
kettle
hot.
down.
Ah, that's hot.
That's hot. That's hot.
That's hot.
you guys pull into Sunnover town, the dimly lit town. It's you see the foggy weather has spread over to this area now, and as the gates open, you guys hear. You peek your heads out the windows of Mike's dead wife, and you see like a really ragged looking guy. He's wearing sort of like some light leather armor. He's got a sort of mix of black and red cloth that seems to be some sort of uniform under his armor, and he's bleeding down the side of his head. He looks deeply injured, and he's shouting, wait, hold the gate open, I've got information from Glitterhold. And he collapses.
I run over
I'm
and
going to help him
pick him up
immediately.
and first of all spare the dying on him,
Cool.
and then I'm gonna take him back into the village.
He's still conscious, and he says, my name's Harry. I'm from the Northern Outpost. Is Edward with you? Steve, Caroline, someone?
We've got Steve and Caroline.
We don't have
Caroline,
to,
yeah.
I take him into the bus and just dispense him in front of Steve and Caroline.
I immediately use one of my box of blasters on him.
Lovely. You managed to patch him up temporarily.
Hamish does the same.
I'm
I no
from
longer
the
have
northern
blasters.
outpost by Glitterhold. They've completely wiped us out. I've managed to run here. I just God knows how. Glitterhold are militarizing themselves. There's doing some big movement. We've heard rumors about them having a new leader, but it's tyranny over there right now, and I don't know what's going on. I need to talk to Edward, and he passes out.
You're not
Now I
going to
smell
talk
the
to anyone
dying
like that, are you?
Alright, we should go to Edward. The first act is the first rule of Sunnover Town is always diplomacy. I made that rule just now, but we're
The
doing
second one
diplomacy.
is mass genocide.
If diplomacy doesn't work, kill
Extreme
every
violence.
last one of them.
I will regret the day that we put Steve in charge of things.
Wait, is Steve in charge?
Steve is like third or fourth in command.
I just said fucking diplomacy.
Steve
Okay,
is
God,
incredibly
what is
high
it?
ranking in Sunnover.
Damn right.
You guys bring this guy in. He's fully knocked out. So the first place you admit him is to the hospital, and the nurse Hilda tells you, "Oh, he'll be all right, but he'll definitely need the night to rest." All of you look a little bit tired, a bit weary. Do any of you need medical attention?
No,
I think we
I'm
just
fine.
need a long rest.
We should go to Edward first.
Yeah.
Right, good idea, Steve.
I feel like we're all kind of vibing. I think we're on full health.
I'm
You
not,
guys
but-
also
I'm a little bit scratched up, but I'll be alright.
you guys also drop off Sam, the no longer hypnotized bee man that you found at the theme park. You took him with you on the bus, and
That's good.
Yes, we did.
Kevin
Oh
takes him
yeah, our
to the
PR guy.
hospital. Your PR guy. He goes to the hospital and he needs definitely needs a night rest. And you guys accompany Charoline to Edward's office in their
He needs
house.
to get started on our Instagram account.
Insta what? Sorry, I'm not very knowledgeable for these kind of social media things.
Don't worry, Charles. I know.
Well, Charles, when
Never
you
mind
always
that
remember
now. Can we
internet
go
bits.
see Edward?
Sure.
Right, yes, we should go see.
Are you
the
sure
man.
you would want to see him, Caroline? After sneaking off like that?
You know what I think, Steve? I think nobody's
I don't
going to
care what you
mention the
think.
fact that I snuck off.
But
Isn't
I
that
think
right?
someone might.
Well,
There may
I
be
don't
a
think
slip of the
someone
tongue.
will, Steve.
I give Steve guidance on his next deception check when he has to lie about Caroline.
But will I lie about Caroline?
I take away the guidance and give it to Caroline.
I mean, of course I'll lie about Caroline. you with that.
Right, well, instead of
Steve, as
just,
much as you frustrate me, I appreciate your friendship. Let's move on. You guys
And I
arrive.
check whether she's used her guidance on that. The deception.
Yeah, make an inside check.
Actually, no, don't worry. That's not a lot. That's only a 9.
Okay, with a 9, you're not entirely clear. I mean, a 9's good enough. You see that part of what she's saying is sincere. It is mostly sass.
he doesn't know that though.
Hamish
Great.
nods. Hamish nods and says, "Indeed."
You arrive at Caroline and Edward's house. It's this really nice sort of holiday home looking place. You see it's got like vines crawling up the walls and it's got this theatrical looking balcony. It's sort of like the house in the Romeo and Juliet movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know which ones of you have seen that, but it's like that house. It's very nice looking. And you enter. Caroline leads you upstairs into Edward's office, and Edward's office is this really fancy looking place. You've got like mahogany bookshelves, a pristine wooden floor, a desk with old-timey looking lamps and old-timey looking telephone and notes and bits of paper and like blueprints around. And Edward is napping in his chair.
I go towards him, and then I showcase my basket of apples and hope that it wakes him up.
Is that a metaphor for something?
Hello, everyone. Sorry, I must have dozed off while reading this excellent book.
Well, that's...
Can I look for what the book is?
You see, it's Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief. I
was
got
going to
this
be
from
like
the library
Shakespeare
last
one.
night. It's an
Thieves-
excellent book.
Hamish has never read anything really beyond Spot Bakes a Cake and that sort of quality, so he's nodding and being like, that is truly a classic piece of literature.
You know what, Hamish? I've read this book before. I read it as a child. How about you hang on to this, have a read, see if it interests you.
The pages, they're paper? They're supposed to be card and rounded and like a centimetre thick. What is this?
I also look in disbelief, having not seen a book since I was about 3.
You and make
Hamish and Ewan sit there, crisscross applesauce, and just try and read.
Apples? Did someone say apples? Well, I've got a basket of apples here, trying to get rid of them if you couldn't tell.
Okay, well, so the 3 of them are doing whatever they're doing.
I
think
call
Charles
Safety
is gonna
Steve
be
over
down
saying,
for
you need to
reading.
teach us how to read.
Can you read this
Yeah.
book for us?
Edward, we have important news.
Right, the mission. How did it go? Who was it? What's it? Fill me in.
It went terribly, and then okay.
Right.
So Charoline went with us.
She what? You what?
She snuck
No,
into the...
she didn't. No,
I would like to seeing the situation go horribly wrong. I would like to spring up and say, no, she didn't. What he means is that she said goodbye to us as we left. She gave us some supplies, which she put on Mike's dead wife. Mike's dead wife being what we have christened the bus.
Right.
And then she welcomed us back to
her.
the village. The spirit of her loving, kind spirit saw us, helped us through our mission.
I give you a help.
Caroline
Edward.
looks at you and her eyes dart
Edward.
and she says,
Edward,
yes, Edward, what he said.
Edward.
Ewan, give me
No, her
a deception check while Steve talks.
With advantage,
deception.
because I gave you help.
Yep, with
Edward.
advantage.
I honestly
No,
do
her
not
breath.
need... Okay.
Sorry?
I may have needed
Smell
the
her
advantage.
Smell her breath. What? Why?
You'll see.
24.
Well, Caroline, I know you wouldn't do something as silly as go beyond the walls when you know your duty's here, but... Wait. Stench of... Is that marijuana?
I'm not going
Oh, it
to
was
lie.
Steve. Steve did a load of it on the bus.
You know I
Steve,
would...
you
He
didn't.
did, like, almost choke to death whilst trying to blaze it.
You know I
Right,
would
well,
never
I'm
get-
assuming the missions went well since you all clearly had time to celebrate on the way back.
On the way back, yes, but before that, it went horrible.
Yeah,
What
we
happened?
all
Oh yeah,
almost
it was
died.
You guys,
very much a
I say
trap.
you guys all filled them in on the basics.
Hamish runs out and just kind of brings every single one of the cows and sheep into Edward's house.
Hold on, not into the office. I
Into his
understand. It's good. It's
We,
okay.
we fetched them for you. I wasn't sure where they're going to stay now, but I mean, you've got this big mansion, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be enough space in there, so it'll be all right.
I thank you all very much.
Well, more
we have
importantly,
got more important news when we came back. There's someone from
Harry from the outpost.
from the Northern Outpost.
Oh,
We've been carrying him over our shoulders the whole time.
Something
We
bad
should-
has happened,
what's his
and
name?
he's currently.
They're all dead.
The Northern Outpost are dead?
Yep.
Right. Well, that's very not good. Are they
And
okay?
it
Can I
seems
speak to
that-
them?
No,
He-
they're dead.
Speak to
Oh,
him.
you mean
Yeah.
Harry. You mean Harry.
You can speak to all that's left of the Northern Outpost.
Harry, I
He's
don't know a Harry.
extremely injured.
He must have been stationed before I was appointed. Right. Well, I don't know Harry, so he must have been appointed by one of the other leaders. Nonetheless, I guess I'll have to speak with him tomorrow.
There's also one other point.
He's in the infirmary.
Right.
It seems that the town of starts with a G.
Glitterhold. You should know this, Steve.
Glitterhold. That's the one.
They're
I never liked them
the
very much.
biggest
yeah.
faction on the island.
The most unsafe faction on the island.
Well, that is
Yes,
true.
it seems they have a
I
new
think that'd be
leader.
us, actually.
Yeah, I'd say that's us.
Just
said
us
why.
four.
Specifically, just like the four of us.
In Mike's dead
Right,
wife.
but what about Glitterhold?
It seems that they have a new leader.
Well, I've
and
heard
it has-
rumours about that.
Seems to be quite the totalitarian society, if I must say.
The man from the Northern Outpost knows more about it as well.
Right.
That's
I suggest we go over there diplomatically, without any need for arms or combat, and speak with them.
Right. Well, let's go over to him now, just in case. All of you accompany me, please, before we tuck away for the night. And he leads you back to the hospital. Hilda welcomes you in, takes you to this guy. When you arrive, this guy seems to be drifting in and out of consciousness all the time. Edward approaches him and say, Harry, and he's like waving in front of him. This guy's like just managing to stay awake. Hilda mentions, you best not try push him right now, cause you don't want him to strain himself. He's quite weak at the moment. So just keep your question to a minimum, Edward. And Edward asks him, right, Harry, is there any information you need to tell us? Anything important? And this guy, you see, he stands up. He's clearly using the last bit of his strength. He says, Sunnover's corrupt. It's infiltrated. So I need to pass this out again.
Huh.
Image turns to look at Steve.
Steve turns to look at Charles.
Charles turns to look at Edward.
Edward turns to look at Ewan.
Ewan takes a sip of holy water.
Make a religion check with advantage.
I
thought you were going to say Edward then turns to look at someone else.
15.
Cool. Before I do that, Edward just gathers you all and says, right, everyone, tack off for the night. It's quite late. We'll have to investigate this tomorrow. Just rest up, get yourselves good and ready. Charoline, I don't think you're needed for tonight, so you're free to do as you wish. I must think this over. I'll be in my office if anyone needs me. And he walks off. Where do you all want to go for the night?
Bar.
Charoline, is this the best time to...
I'll be waiting at my doorstep for you, Charles. Be there at 7.
Righto.
Wait, no, 9. And she
Sounds good.
walks
What
off.
time is it?
It's like 8 o'clock now.
Right, okay. Right,
I
understood.
look over at Charles and just say bar. Bar.
I'm afraid not tonight. I'm afraid I've got other things to attend to.
Kevin walks out of the hospital to greet you guys. You guys are now out front of the hospital, and he says, Master, perhaps you should freshen up. Wink, wink.
I look at Kevin and say, Kevin? Bar?
Kevin, don't worry. Actually, yes, Kevin,
yes.
that sounds like a good idea.
Yes, Kevin.
Me and you and Jackson will go to the bar.
Sounds
Steve,
good, Kevin. Now make
perhaps-
sure.
Steve, could
Don't
we
drink and
ask
drive.
for protection? I know you have
Alright.
some on you.
Alright.
You give Kevin protection, and Kevin like extends his arm towards you, Charles, and his eyes have like metal bits that close, and it just like shuts when he winks.
All right,
Steve.
Kevin.
I'm assuming you're going to read us this Not Spot Bakes a Cake later.
You're asking
Never
me?
said anything like that.
Right, okay, well, is there any kind of tailor around?
There's a sort of leather worker that you can visit.
Righto. Well, actually, can I go to Edward real quick?
Yes, you can go
Speak to
visit
him.
Edward's office.
Righto, I'll do that real quick.
Hello, Charles. How do you be? Is there anything I can
I'm
help you
doing
with?
quite well. Now, I was merely wondering, that suit you're wearing, it truly is something of quality. Now,
Thank you,
may
Charles.
I ask where you got it from? Was this house locally, or did you have it before the apocalypse?
Oh no, this is one of my collection.
I see. Right.
The
Wait, you have a
Cunninghams,
collection?
we obviously a major part of our family, business is our tailoring enterprise. Well, not anymore. Are you looking
Yes,
for an
well-
upgrade, Charles?
Specifically that, Edward. You seem to know me quite well in terms of suits. So what would you recommend?
Charles, I want you to follow me. And he leads you to the back of his library. He pulls one of the books down, and
Oh,
the
my
library
God.
doors split apart. And it's like in The Kingsman, you've got this room with a collection of different perfectly tailored suits.
I think I might cry.
This is the legacy of the Cunninghams, Charles.
It's beautiful.
Take your pick.
I can't accept something like this.
Charles, look. You and the Amen, you're a part of us now, okay? And as much as I hate to admit it, Charoline seems to have taken a kinship with you, which I don't mind. You know what? I'm far too awkward to talk about this. And Charles, I don't have many friends. Well, Steve's my friend.
You got one now.
Steve's great.
Give me a handshake. With my right hand, not my left.
I appreciate that deeply, Charles, and you guys, solid handshake.
Right.
Now,
well,
take your pick from the collection. You see, there's pretty much every variation you could think of. There's like a black suits with like small golden linings. There's different colored suits. There's like a blue one. There's an oddly like dashingly sparkly red one that seems to be saved for special occasions. It kind of looks like the Greatest Showman
Elvis.
sort of thing. There's a couple like really neat grey ones, and there's a couple like classic black ones, and there's like one like a really silky black fancy one. There's pretty much anything you can think of. I also have a bunch of cupboards with like full of different trousers and different waistcoats, so you can pick and choose.
Right, okay. I think I've always liked the color red and black. Seems to work well. Plus, if I was to ever get shot, the red can hide the blood. Got to be prepared for that kind of thing, it seems, in this day and age.
I perfectly agree with you, Charles. And you guys spend the next half an hour picking out like a perfect suit for Charles. It's got like thin red linings on the jacket. The waistcoat is red, but the jacket is black and the trousers are black. You've got like really shiny black shoes with red on the bottom. And it is just the silkiest, smoothest jacket you've ever worn in your life.
Right. Now, actually, before I head off, once again, thank you. Your hair, how do you do that?
Now that is Grandmother Cunningham's secret. Follow me.
I won't.
In the room, he's got a vault. You see he puts a pin in, opens it. Cunningham hair mousse. I haven't even told Charoline about this. And he opens it up.
Oh
All
my
you
god.
need is the slightest dab, and your hair will, as you can see, flourish.
And as you
That is
look at it,
very
as,
good to see.
as you open it, you realize it's all empty. And Ewan comes in with like this perfect hair.
It's not perfect though. It's just completely smothered in gel.
No, just like I have some pretty long hair, but like I have a decent sized fringe, but it's all just slicked back and covered in
In
the stuff.
reality, Ewan is not there, for Christ's sake.
Edward looks over and is like, how'd you get the pin? Guessed.
It's 0, 0,
Charles,
0,
he
0.
puts you down in a chair, and he's, before all this, I ran the tailoring business, but I was a barber in my free time, so allow me to do this for you. And
You are like the perfect.
he gives you a
Perfect.
fresh trim. He like brushes your hair. He gives you a bit of this like perfect mousse, and your hair is like extremely perfectly imperfect. It just like falls lightly on your head, just like Edward's. It manages to both be short and neat, and also graciously flow in the wind.
I don't know what to say.
You now
I'd
get
give you-
a +10 to charisma checks for the rest of the night.
I want some of that.
Edward,
This is with the suit and the moves.
Oh,
you
fair.
are a good man.
Anything for a
I-
friend, Charles? Ooh,
There is
Charles
also a
Cologne.
little booth in
He gives you
downstairs
some
in the
branded
back.
Cunningham cologne and like sprays it on you.
This is how the pyramid scheme
Plus
starts.
12 to charisma now. Alright, okay, well. I thank you, Edward. I've got to go now.
Right, you've got plans?
Absolutely.
That
Right, of course,
involves
you've got your
daughter.
amen, and you've got fun things to attend to. Allow yourself a rest for the night. I will see you
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Exactly. Back to business. Right.
Indeed.
I will see you in the morning.
And
Can
you
I,
walk off. Steve, what do you do?
Can I roll erection upon seeing Charles?
Yes, absolutely. You see him in the street.
Alright. Come on.
That's why Mike's dead wife is gone,
Hey.
because Steve is actually gay. Roll it with advantage, because Charles is the way he
yeah.
is right now.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Steve, you low-key got a crush right now.
Excuse me.
You feel a bit nervous, and your heart starts fluttering at the sight of Charles's new look. And when he looks at you and waves at you as you walk past, you blush.
I don't think I'm safe around here.
Cool. Ewan, you drank holy water earlier. You head to the bar. Kevin says he'll wait for you inside. You chug this holy water, and you feel the warm breeze around you again. Hello, Ewan.
I would like to say that I'm already drunk at this point.
Not ideal, Ewan. I actually meant to try contact you already.
Ah, Hugh. How are you, mate?
No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even going to argue. I'm not even going to argue. Why? Is there a reason you contacted me first? Is there something important you need to talk about?
Oh, maybe. I can't
Maybe.
really remember. Oh, wait, no,
Right.
it's come to me. I've got it. Right, we were just fighting squeaky voice guy we left to the crocodile. His name begins
should
with
know
a B.
his name,
B.
You've met
Hey,
him
bitch!
several
That's his
times.
name, bitch.
Okay. Yes. Go on.
He said something about me potentially, maybe, kind of being betrayed or something along those lines. And I was wondering if you, Hugh, my amazing tech support guardian angel type of friend, could inform me on what the hell he means by that.
I'm afraid I'm not allowed.
Hugh, you are always
Disclose
zero help.
Look, the way this works, it isn't like there's a rule and I'm choosing to abide by it and not tell you. The rule works in a different way. I am, in a sense, physically unable to disclose your destiny towards you. I can only guide you towards the path you're meant to take.
Right.
I cannot.
Hugh, could you put Fred on the phone?
I cannot put Fred on the phone, and I refuse to put Fred on the phone while you're calling him Fred. As
If I
mentally
promise
exhausting
to-
as our conversations are,
If I
care
promise to
about
not
you.
call, if I promise to not call him Fred, will you put him on the phone?
I'm not physically able to do so, Ewan. I'm sorry.
You're boring.
Look, as scary as this impending prophecy of betrayal may be, I can tell you I do sense change in your future. You will face difficulty. You will go through a transformation of sorts at more than one point. See, the frustrating thing about being who I am is that all I can tell you is very, very vague. Unfortunately, he who rolls the dice wills my existence to be so. But he who rolls the dice
The DM.
is fully another conversation that I am not going to have with you at this moment. I do need to warn you, your enemy, so to speak, is approaching you in your story. Not just you, but all of you. It's again, it frustrates me how little I can tell you. It is coming.
Going.
You know what? Let's have this conversation another time. Ewan, just be careful, and especially now. Be careful now. You recently found out that Sunnover is corrupt, and I can tell you, you have reason to need to be careful. All right?
Is it Steve? I've never trusted that guy.
You can trust Steve.
Damn it. Really wanted to stab him.
Yes, I know you did, but for my sake and the song's sake, do not get yourself killed, all right? We have a lot of things to do before you reach that point.
Okay, I think
All right,
I
I'll
think
talk to you when you're sober, Ewan. Bye-bye. Shh.
bit rude of him to just hang up like that. Bartender, another round of shots.
Okay, let's get wasted.
Hell yes, Kevin.
Cool. You drink for the rest of the night. Hamish, you're approached while you're walking out of the hospital. You see Faber, the craftsman from Thornspring Village, walks up to
I
you.
was actually going to go to Faber anyway.
Oh,
What did you say?
Hamish, could I have a word with you?
Absolutely.
Come with me. We'll go to my little garden I have. He takes you to his little outback garden. You see it's full of ornate and full of trinkets and some holy symbols. He's got symbols of Fenir. It's very Thornspring Village vibe in his back garden.
Nice.
I've gotten words from some scouts from Thornspring Village, and they've been up to Deadwood Forest, and well, there have been sightings. Forgive my cough. There have been sightings of the Highlanders, the Immortui Highlanders, which is extremely, extremely rare. The fact that they've even been spotted at all is a miracle. They're really a sort of distant branch of the monks of Immortui. The monks are, of course, now extinct, as known to everyone.
They're
seems...
sort of druidy people.
Yes.
They're very keep themselves to themselves. They're a bit monkey in that.
Well, that's the very thing, Hamish. From what I've heard from the scouts, is they are currently on the move.
Where are they going? Where did they come from? Where did they go?
Well, I couldn't tell you. Scott
Nigel.
The scout's name is Scott Nigel.
I must meet them at some point.
They usually reside in the Scalps, across from the other mountain range, which is the Rocky Horrors. They've moved down to Deadwood Forest, and the last they were seen, they were on the move. Our scout only saw them for a split second, until they disappeared into the trees again. The fact that they're on the move means they can tell something is happening. They're a very strange collective entity, if you will.
Change is afoot.
Basically, something's amiss.
I think it has something to do with the mist.
They're like birds, basically. They sense when dangers are coming, and they migrate.
Some of them are more like birds than others, to be honest.
Well, I've only had the chance to meet them once, but yes, I have to say that's true.
Well, Hamish, actually, can I sort of spend the night in this vicinity? I've been trying to craft some more stuff, and I feel like you're the best man for the job.
Oh, yes, of course.
Do you know, like, the strongest wood around here? No innuendo intended.
I think Steve's wood was pretty strong earlier.
Ew.
I've actually got some spare wood from some of the thickest trees in Thornspring, if you'd like to spend the night.
I thought Steve was pretty thick earlier.
I would love to have a look at some of that.
What do you have in mind?
A couple of things. Right now, my cape is fantastic, but it means I can't use any sort of shield, and I sort of feel very exposed. I'm taking a lot of hits, which means that I can't heal everyone else so often.
Right.
So I'm thinking either some serious armor improvements, because right now I'm wearing a tank top made out of Mike's leather. So some armor improvements would be great, but I'm also looking at some sort of arm guard type thing.
Well, we can definitely get you some thick wooden arm guards, that's for sure.
That'd be fantastic.
I
don't feel like Weedlock needs anything else, apart from maybe a small skateboard, but that's more of a long-term project, really. He's currently having a nice time in Mike's helmet.
You know what? Why don't we get working on that skateboard too? I think it'll be a fun project.
Fantastic.
Right, and if you'd like, I'm also doing a little prayer evening here in my back garden. He's got a little, campfire, like a literal religious ritual campfire. If you'd like to join me for a prayer tonight.
Hamish has already got some bongos out. He's already got a tambourine and some bongos.
Brilliant. You see he's got a pan flute with him.
Hamish tries to toss some marshmallows on his cable, but it kind of sets on fire, so he puts it out.
You guys roast marshmallows and have do some crafting that we'll go over.
Wait, if we're having a prayer evening, does that mean I can have another prayer to Fred?
Yeah. With advantage, because you're doing it at a prayer ritual.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad. That's a 17.
Cool.
That's my first roll. I'll roll it again. That's a 19! Couldn't use these earlier.
You tune in to the prisoner of Armageddon. You feel, as you're connecting to him, you feel the sort of spiritual collide between, you've got the peace and serenity of your religious woodland ritual kind of holding back his violent energy that he has about him when you speak to him, and you hear his voice.
Hello, I heard you actually had a name. You were the Prisoner of Armageddon.
Yes, that is my title.
So, are you like Fenris Wolf type thing? You are released when Armageddon's occurring, or are you trying to cause Armageddon, or what's your vibe?
It's a combination of both. I am the spirit of Armageddon, yet I am bound to Armageddon itself.
So, every time I talk to you and stuff, am I sort of speeding up Armageddon?
You are simply communicating with me while I watch over you.
Alright. So your name isn't really Fred?
If I'm honest with you, Fred brings up some issues for me personally, and I would rather you don't call me Fred.
How about Prisoner of Armageddon? It's almost not there. It's almost...
No.
Can I ask, what's your problem with Fred? What did Fred do to you?
It's a complicated long story involving my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, we've all been there. Okay. Well, in a way, you could take his name and make it your own, you know? You could stamp all over it. You could be Fred and Proud. You could be the better Fred.
I have my own name.
Well,
We should
I just
probably
want to say
ask
thank
his
you very
name.
much for the inspiration earlier. It really helped me kill another defenseless person. It was great.
But that is how my power should be used.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of... What kind of power can you give, really? Like, I'm assuming you're not on the same sort of levels as Fenrir, but what sort of powers do you do?
I am not on the level of Fenrir, but I can grant you pieces of my strength.
Alright.
I am merely a violent being.
You're a violent being. Yeah, that's the sort. Yeah, I can't work out. I think is that a kidney bean? That feels like the most. Actually, a black-eyed bean. No, wait, black-eyed would be receiving violence. No, I'll stick with black-eyed. Or actually, pimento bean.
My name is Broelium.
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 Can I call you bro?
No. Maybe.
Bro. Alright, bro. Well, yeah, thanks for the chat. And if you've got any more sort of inspirations coming up, then I would be very appreciative. If not, that's alright. You do you. I respect that. And yeah, have a good night. Have you? Do you know how to read?
No.
I mean, you could always tune in for when I try and do some reading.
Alright,
It could be some good bonding stuff. We could get better at it together.
You can tell through your connection that he's low-key blushing. Not like romantically, just like at the realization that he's maybe got a new friend.
I mean, this new book will take me a long time,
friendship, Hamish McManaman, it means a lot to me.
Bake the cake any time. I think I've got the whole thing memorized, and if
I
you're living in my
grant you
head,
more power as a token of our friendship. I appreciate you.
You have another D6 of inspiration.
that is wonderful news, my friend. Do you fancy a bro fist or some sort of bear hug or something? I heard that my friend could manage that. Or would that just, like, kill me or something?
It will It will send you into a violent state of murder for the next 24 hours.
Never mind. I've already got my own barbarian rage. I'll be alright, thanks. But the thought was there.
What is appreciated?
Have a good night, Fred. And I come out of the state.
Cool. You say goodnight
Oh.
to Fred.
Fred's not going to be happy about that.
I'm gonna need some water.
Did I call him Fred again at the end?
No, you didn't.
Okay.
So his name is Proelium.
Proelium.
Gideon.
Gideon.
Right, well,
Okay.
now what?
Well, the last bit of this session. Charles, you arrive at Edward and Caroline's door, and you see Caroline is sporting an incredible, it's sort of a mix of incredibly fancy yet also summery blue dress. It's, just as well tailored as your suit, and she's got simple makeup on, enough to enhance her natural beauty, like eyelashes, a bit of eyeliner, and she looks very excited, and she's also got a rifle slung over her back for shooting, obviously.
Yeah. Why,
Shall we
hello there, Caroline.
get going?
Yes, I
She-
think that would be most proper.
I think so too. She takes your hand and she leads you past the house. Now, look, you are not to tell Edward about this. This is very important. Only I know about this. And you see, she leads you to a back door to the wall of Sunnover town and leads you out of the town. And you guys walk down this near foresty, sandy path down near the lake. And it opens up, and you see fireflies dancing across the sand. The waves of the lake are gently rolling on this tiny beach. The moon is fully in the sky and reflecting beautifully off the sea. And you see there are also some night pigeons fluttering around occasionally for if you want to do any pigeon shooting. And Caroline has a little picnic basket, and she sets down a blanket. This is, well, it's a secret spot I go to. It's very pretty
It's
and
flawless.
yes, it is flawless.
Almost like someone I know. Right, well, I see you.
Oh,
Sorry,
Charles,
what was that?
flatter
She's
me.
gonna do an insight check to see if she heard you.
You flatter me, Charles.
Give me a charisma check because she did hear you.
What happens if I purposely want her to hear it?
Doesn't he have +10?
Oh no, she's already heard you. You just have to make a charisma check for what you said.
Oh,
He
right.
has +10, right?
Yeah, it does.
32, because I got a nat 20.
She is blushing furiously.
Just faints.
Just, what was that?
It goes into cardiac arrest.
She's looking askance. Well, we can start off with pigeon shooting, or we can have a picnic or a stroll further down the lake if you like.
I think probably the best course of action is to do a bit of pigeon shooting, and we can go for a little stroll, find the perfect place for a picnic, and just settle down for a bit.
Yes, good idea.
Right.
Give me a 3 dex checks for pigeon shooting. Attack rolls.
Righty.
And she's going to make some too.
Oh. Right, well.
You got a nat 1
that's-
on her first roll as well.
Yeah, I didn't do. I got 9,
Nice.
7,
6
and 23.
and 20. So both of you, you score equally. She turns and looks at you and she says, "Looks like we're evenly matched."
Seems that
Right.
way. We've got to have a
Right.
rematch later on.
Can I take credit for that last one?
No, you cannot, because you don't know where they are.
I just yelled, good shot, Steve, and hope they hear me. Good shot, Steve!
She leads you further down this beach. You guys walk for a while. What do you choose to talk about with her?
The adventure we had was quite something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was truly exhilarating. I hadn't been able to go out that much, and I haven't killed that many people up until this point. Of course I have. You kind of have to in our current state of the world.
Exactly. Might I say, thank you for saving my life back in the maze.
Oh, it was no trouble, really. You seem to have the situation handled, actually.
But then again, the amount of badassery that was to come from your actions was spectacular.
Make another charisma check.
28.
She, she blushes, her eyes like twinkle.
Sorry.
Well, you were in trouble, so I couldn't stand by.
Well, I thank you. Does this look like a good spot for the picnic?
I think so. You guys settle down on this sort of like ridge of the beach next to some bushes and overlooking the lake. She's got like champagne. She's got like really fancy snack, like mini sandwich slices, and she's got like truffle chocolate and.
Right.
Well, I know Edward is overprotective. You see, it's best not. He's a good person, really, and as much as I despise how much he seems to want to protect me in a unfortunately sexist sort of way, but I don't blame him. When we first started Sunnover Town, we lost our mother, and Edward didn't take it the best. And so he's very protective of not only me, but the whole town. But he's a good person, and I'm sure eventually, if I prove myself, he will let me go out and go on more adventures and hopefully accompany you on a couple of those. If that is something you were thinking
would
you would
love the company.
Make another charisma check.
16.
Cool, that's good enough. You talk further and further into the night. You both discuss your family histories, your different experiences. Okay, so both of you talk deeper into the night. You have your picnic. You bond. Charoline like fully opens up to you, and you end up opening up to her quite a lot about your family history and stuff, and how much you miss Toby. And she says, I promise you, once we deal with the countless problems at hand, like the famine troubling us and anything we encounter, I will be by your side to go help you find your Toby.
I thank you. It's been on my mind a lot recently.
I can imagine. I've had different things on my mind. A lot. Such as you. I mean, I
understand.
The moon just about begins to set, and both of you have a moment of silence. She begins to lean in. And you hear a gunshot. Steve, are you here?
Yeah.
Steve, you son of a bitch, you shot me.
You hear this gunshot very close to you. You hear it from Edward's house. You run back into the house. You kick down the door. You've got your clipboard ready to inspect the safety. You run up the stairs, and you see Edward with a wound on the side of his head, a bullet having grazed him, knocked out on the ground, bleeding out. His drink spilled on the floor. A bunch of books that he's like got from the library spilled out over the floor.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
And that's where we'll end our session, boys.
Edward! Speak to me!
Is he dead, or can Hamish heal him?
Oh no. It looks
Tune
like I'm
in
in charge of
tomorrow.
the town now.
Oh, but
I mean, you guys
Wojtek,
will
just
find
you
out tomorrow.
wait until I have Revivify. Just you wait.
Yeah, this is awful. Looks like I'm in charge of Sunnover now. Oh no.
He's
So Wojtek.
He is not wrong, lads. He is not wrong.
Hey.
This
Edward's
is
dead.
my favorite thing to do. Build up wholesome things, create good NPC relationships, build up a full sense
And then
of
cut
security,
it down!
and then throw you guys for a fun
You
break.
already killed Steve. I'm still not over you killing Steve. I've had to make friends with a new craftsperson now.
Hey, man!
If you kill Faber as well, I'm actually.
Like you're attacking Charles today.
I don't know. Charles had a pretty decent day. You can't really compare.
Watch,
He's got a
check
good
your
food now.
Instagram.
Yes, but also Edward. Like, the person he's like, I don't have many friends. Well, you've got one now. Makes an epic friendship just to find out he's been shot.
I mean,
Right.
Hamish has got an epic friendship as well, and I don't think he's been shot.
Okay, we're going to keep talking about this probably for the next few minutes.
On the short
Tune
rest.
in next week for Brains, a D&D podcast. Say bye-bye, everyone.
We'll
Bye-bye.
meet
Goodbye,
again.
everyone.
Don't know where, don't know where.
Farewell.